famous YouTuber was days away from committing a horrible atrocity. His intentions had been captured in his videos, and it was only a matter of hours before his final judgment would begin.
Ready to die, ready to go. 6 more nights it'll all be over.
Randy Stair had become a recognized internet personality. Hundreds of people followed him day by day, being part of the sinister life journal he shared in his final days.
You know, I wrote all this dark, brutal, morbid, grim stuff into my videos, and people ate it up, and they loved it. They didn't realize that I actually meant it all.
Obsessed with the Danny Phantom series and the Columbine Massacre, Randy developed a dark personality which he showed every day through a caricature he created based on the cartoon.
This ghost, this woman always connected with me, but ever since I first saw her, something changed. And it wasn't like I grew up or anything like that.
He hated the world and considered himself racist, narcissistic, and homophobic. However, deep down in his heart, he hid repressed desires that only days before his horrific crime he decided to show.
People are worthless sacks of Nobody cares until you're dead. It's the sad truth of life.
In his head, he had devised a macabre plan to go on a killing spree. It was all horrifying, but the most surprising thing was that he let chance decide where he would carry out the bloody massacre.
So here's the deal. Got a 1983 quarter right here. You believe in fate? Here's the fate test. I'm gonna flip this 3 times, or the best out of 3 rather. And if it's heads, I'll do it here. If it's tails, supermarket.
A single coin would be the beginning of the end for Randy. He had already bought the weapons he needed to carry out his macabre plan, and he just had to wait for the day to come. He went from a recognized YouTube personality to a cold-blooded killer who completely paralyzed an entire community.
I'm gonna be dead before next week ends. I'll be dead. Legit dead. This is it. It's okay. I'll miss you guys. I'll miss you a lot. Some of you, maybe I'll see you on the other side.
Randy's head wasn't 100% connected with reality. His thoughts were confused, but with a very clear idea that he couldn't imagine his life lasting beyond 30 years, so he had to end it as soon as possible.
When I'm not thinking about YouTube or my family or what I love, I'm always thinking about what happens after you die.
No one close to him saw coming what could happen. However, this had nothing to do with Randy keeping his plans hidden. On the contrary, on his social networks, he left dark clues, and in his own home, he gave clear signs that something horrible was afoot.
The warning signs were always there. They were there from the beginning. You could always say, what if, what if, what if? What could we have done? You know, how didn't we know? It was all there in front of your face, you know. Welcome to reality.
Una de las características principales que tiene al momento de consumar, por así decirlo, esta matanza, es lo que se ve por fuera como la insensibilidad. Esto es porque una de las características de la tirada psicomática es que la persona transgrede, por así decirlo, los límites de la otra persona. Siente placer al momento de transgredir los límites de una persona.
The date for Randy's final judgment would be June 8, 2017. The plan? To murder all of his co-workers on the night shift of the supermarket where he worked. He barricaded all entrances and exits, and with 2 shotguns and more than 50 bullets, he began an evening of terror. A total of 3 people died at Randy's hands. Only one managed to survive after the shooter spared his life.
4 people are dead after a murder-suicide shooting in northeast Pennsylvania. This happened just before 1 this morning.
The night of terror carried out by Randy was just the ending of a young man who became obsessed with death. Somehow, he wanted to imitate what happened in the Columbine Massacre, adapting it to his reality and his issues. Randy didn't want to live anymore, and he showed it to the world in the worst way.
What happened? What the happened, man? This is surreal right now, but I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think this is gonna be my last video.